What's up? What up? We back. Hey. Who are you? Are you a mom? Are you a friend? Are you a doctor? I don't know why this is doctor. Are you a singer? Are you a drummer? Are you crazy? Or you don't really know and you're still in the process of figuring it out. Or you might be one of those people that just say, I'm me. I am who I am. What do you mean? Well, what if I were to exclude all those? What if I were to exclude you being a mom, a dad, a grandparent, a sibling, a boyfriend, a girl, a husband, a wife, a bestie, your profession, your gifts and your talents? What if I were to exclude all those labels and titles and I asked you again who you were? Would you know? On this episode, we're going to be exploring the first component to the SL formula, y'all. Self-awareness. Let's go. What's up, matters? Welcome back. Hey, what's up? And to all the people that are tuning in for the first time, hi. Thanks for clicking. Thanks for tuning in. I mean, what do you mean? Like, you're gonna find out that I'm pretty crazy. I mean, you probably already found that out by the intro. To tell you what this channel is about, this channel is based on self-love and really exploring and finding out what it is to us individually and to us exponentially. You understand? And on this episode, we're gonna be talking about the first component to the self-love formula, self-awareness, y'all. Quick recap for the peeps who are new and for the people who did forget what the self-love formula is, because last week is a thing. Like, a week is long. Hell, Monday on its own is long. Like Monday should be a week in itself. Like, let's be honest, like, it's long. Anyway, a quick recap of the formula. It is self-awareness plus self-acceptance equals self-love, which leads to change. Hey. Now, I just need to clarify something quick. Okay, this is not the formula to self-love, okay? It's just a formula to self-love that the big G gave me that I'm just sharing with y'all that maybe it could help at least one person, okay? Just to clarify, because I don't want y'all coming for me, okay? There are many other ways that you could go on this journey to self-love and find out who you are. Many other ways, okay? This is just a way, just to clarify, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, for all the peeps who do need a further deliberation on what the self-love formula is, please go check out my previous video. It'll tell you everything that you need to know. But moving on to this episode, self-awareness room. Now, as y'all know, I'm not the most dictionated person out there. So, y'all know I went to my trusted, say with me, Google Dictionary. Y'all know by now. Like, that. So I went to my bestie, I went to my best friend, and this is what my bestie said. My bestie said, self-awareness is having a conscious knowledge of one's own character and feelings. Now, for all those people who need a further deliberation on what character means, I got y'all, okay? Because I myself needed a further meditation on the matter, you understand what I'm saying? So I got you, okay, this is what character means. Character is the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. That's what character means. So now that we know what character means, we can fully understand what self-awareness is and we can break it down. So, self-awareness is basically like becoming conscious, meaning taking it out from your subconscious mind, which is your dormant part of your brain, and actually actively, intentionally thinking about it in your conscious mind. And it's thinking about your mental and your moral qualities, which is character, as well as how your feelings affect you. But then I thought to myself, I was like, how am I supposed to know what my mental and moral qualities are? Like how am I gonna know? You understand? Then I thought back to the definition of self. Y'all remember the definition of self? We researched it in the previous episode, which was what is self-love really? Where we broke down the word self-love and we researched what self was and we researched what love was. And we found out what the definition of self is. And self is basically getting introspective with yourself and knowing what your reflexive actions are. And I was like, hold up, like getting introspective is basically examining and observing your mental qualities, and that's basically examining your character. So in getting introspective and knowing your reflexive actions, it's inherently understanding your character and your feelings, and then it's actively becoming conscious of all those things in your mind. So that's all basically self-awareness. Now, the question is, how do we go about doing that? Because it's nice knowing that I must be introspective and be reflexive action and all that shit, but how do I You don't start. And the conclusion that I came up with is that it's basically asking why in everything. It's asking why you do the things you do, why you say the things you say, why you react the way you do, why you get angry at that specific person, why you like horror movies. Because for the life of me, y'all, the people that like horror movies, let me know, okay? Because I can't fathom why people like horror movies. Like, why do people like getting scared? Like, honestly, like I can't seem to understand. So when you find out, let me know, honestly, truly, because I really want to get into your brain. Anyway, moving on. Why you smile, why you cry, because there's a meaning behind everything that we do and why we are who we are. It's not just because, you know what I mean? Like, I'm this way because, you know, it's just me, I've been this way. No, again, there's a reason behind everything. I know I used to just assume that was me. Like, I used to be like, no, I've just always been this way, when it wasn't. You know what I mean? There's a reason behind everything. But let me quickly clarify something with you. When I say ask why, I don't mean you. Deep, hey? And I don't mean others either. You confused? Okay, let me clarify. Okay, let's get it. Okay. So what I mean is, as humans, we tend to see more negatives than the positives. Like, a good example that I can give you is like the news. If you watch the news, 90% of the news is basically negative stuff. Let's be honest. Like, it's all just bad stuff. Like, oh my gosh, someone got killed here. Oh my gosh, tragic accident. Like, it's just basically all negative stuff. 90%. You get like 10%, which is like, yo, somebody saved a puppy. Yo, somebody saved. Like, that's the 10%. 90% of it is all negative stuff. Because as humans, we tend to focus more on the negatives than the positives. You understand what I'm saying? Let me get it more personal with you. When you look in the mirror, right? When you look in the mirror, what do you see first? Do you see all your positive first, or do you see all your negative attributes first? Okay, let me get even more personal with you. Let me tell y'all, myself, when I used to look in the mirror, the first thing that I used to see was my receding hairline, okay? I used to be like, yo, what is going on? Y'all don't even know. All them peeps who have dreads, don't use gel. Like, I'm just, like, I started using gel, going to a gel salon, and yeah, no, just stick to your coconut oil and your shea butter, because now, okay. But that was the first thing that I used to see. The second thing that I used to see was my dry lips, because y'all don't see them now, because I patched it with like some little cream there, but dang, my lips used to be dry. Hell, they still are sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's like, those are the first things that I see. And then, it's not that I don't see the positives, but it's that I go through all my negatives first, then I get to the positives. And you know, like, I'll be like, okay, then I'll go through all my negatives, then I'm like, oh, but your eyes are pretty. You understand what I'm saying? Like, at the last thing, after everything, like, it'll be, and sometimes, like, when I used to leave the mirror, I used to never even dwell on the positives. I used to be like, okay, and then leave. You understand what I'm saying? But now I'm really working on it, because I'm working on the self-love journey, as you can see. And now, negatives is not the first thing that I see. The first thing that I see is, oh, my eyes, because I really love my eyes. I made myself focus on that to actually start myself in loving myself in the mirror. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the journey that I'm going through now. But that's not how I used to be. You understand? I know I'm not the only one. I know some of y'all are still in the phase where you do look in the mirror and all you see is the negatives. Because that was me like a few. Like, not even long ago, like a few. Like, it's hard changing the perspective. But also, I'm not saying that's everyone, because there might be people out there that the first thing that they see is the positives, and it's natural for them, and that's always the way that they've been. And I'm sorry to those people, please give a seminar or like a talk on how you do that, because wow, it took a while for me to get to that. You understand? Like, it took a minute. And so please just talk to us. You understand? But yeah, back to my point. If I asked myself why with this type of mindset, would it be 100% accurate? Like, can you be 100% objective with yourself when you ask why? I know I can't, because most of the time our answers are swayed by how we view ourselves. And if I view myself in a negative way, my answers won't be correct, because inevitably I have the wrong viewpoint, because it's not objective, it's more on the negative side. Or if it's more on the positive side, you won't see the negative, so it's still not objective. Either way, you understand what I'm saying? So I say you understand what I'm saying a lot. Because of our foggy and unclear view, we tend to have a narrow perspective on ourselves. We don't necessarily have a clear view because we only have our eyes to look through. Bars. Anyway. As humans, we tend to see more the bad than the good. We see the flaw rather than the feature. So it can be dangerous to ask ourselves why, because it can inevitably distort our why. Then I asked myself, I was like, hi man. Why must I go through all this trouble? Like, why must I go through all this trouble if the answers might not be 100% accurate anyway? There's got to be a better way. I'm like, there's got to be. I'm not gonna go through all this trouble and then it might be like at least 50%, or it might even be completely wrong. My answer is because of my view. I'm like, no man. There's surely there's a better way. And then I was like, hold up, wait a minute. That's some tapper. I'm kidding. But I was like, hold up. There is someone who already knows me better than I know myself. And before you get ahead of yourself, no, it's not your mom, okay? It's not your boyfriend either. It's not your bestie, okay? No, it's God. Okay. Calm down. It's God. God knows us better than we can know ourselves because God is our creator. He created us. So of course he's gonna know us better than we know ourselves. I mean, he says, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you, son. And before you were even born, I set you apart, my boy. Like, what do you mean? Like, before our moms even thought about conceiving us, he was there designing us thereby. What you mean, son? So why would I go through all this trouble if I can just go ask the person who already created me? Because he knows me. You understand what I'm saying? I can just go ask him why. Y'all know me. Y'all know I don't like quadratic. I like simple swag. You understand what I'm saying? And the simplest way, just go ask God. Let me give y'all an example, okay? Let's get into your imagination mind, okay? Imagine there's this manufacturer, and this manufacturer is manufacturing a robot. He's creating this robot, right? And now he's done creating the robot and the robot comes alive. I don't know why a robot comes alive like this, but the robot comes alive, right? I just want to ask you the question. Who do you think knows the robot more? Do you think the robot knows itself more, or do you think the manufacturer knows the robot? I can't really hear your answer, but I'm a guess you said manufacturer. So yes, you are correct. Yes, it's the manufacturer. Of course the manufacturer knows the robot more better than it knows itself. I mean, the robot just came alive. You understand what I'm saying? It was just like here. I'm like, I'm here, okay? You understand? The manufacturer is the one that designed it. It's the one that picked its parts. It's the one that put the screws in. It's the one that made the thing. Obviously, the thing doesn't know its own thing, but the manufacturer knows everything about it. You get me? The manufacturer knows every single bolt. It put in every single screw that helps it turn, every single manufacturing process, every single quality inside the robot. The manufacturer knows about where it is and why it's there. He knows the reasons why he put it there. It's the person who designed and carefully put together with so much attention to detail and love, man. That's the manufacturer, man. You understand? All the robot has to do is just go ask and he'll tell him why. I mean, even think about this. Even the littlest things that the robot doesn't even know is inside of him, the manufacturer can reveal those things to him. That's the same thing with God. God is our manufacturer. He created us. So obviously we don't know ourselves better than God knows us, because he designed us and carefully put us together with so much attention to detail and love. Of course he knows us better than we know ourselves. So of course he knows every single screw and turn that's within us, every single mechanism that makes us who we are, every single trait and quality that is within us. So why would we go through the trouble of breaking ourselves trying to find ourselves when we can just go ask the person who already knows us? You know? Simple swag, y'all. Simple. What you mean? And honestly, it would take the robot way longer to figure itself out than if he just went to the manufacturer. Like, let's be honest, like, if the robot was like, oh, how does this work? How does this, oh my God. Now he's doing other stuff when it's not the, now if he just went to the manufacturer, ayo, the man's, short for manufacturer, the man's, get it? Ayo, the man's, what does this do? And then he's like, oh, it does this. Oh, cool, thanks. You see how short that was compared to, how does this work? No, man. Way longer. But the reason why it's dangerous to ask yourself why is because, like, in trying to figure yourself out, you might think that, oh, this bolt or this screw doesn't really serve a purpose, and then you might take it out when in actuality it was a fundamental in how you process. That quality or trait that you had that you now threw out is actually a thing that made you uniquely you. Or you might think that, oh no, this trait is me, or this quality is me. And then you try to put that in you when it actually isn't. And now because you put something that is not a part of you, or shouldn't be in you, it starts damaging how you process. Or if you ask others and others tell you, or you this, and then because they're your best friend or your mom or whatever, and because you think, they understand me, you take that trait, now you put it inside of you because somebody else said that you're that, when you weren't. And it starts damaging you. Or they say that, no, dude, you're not that. When it actually is a part of you, then you take it out, then you're missing a part of who you're uniquely made to be. That's why it can be dangerous to ask yourself why and others why. But I'm not saying that what everybody says is always wrong. It's just that how are you supposed to know which one's true and which one isn't? I'd rather go to God and then him tell you who you are. And then when somebody says the same thing God said, it's just a confirmation. Now you know because you already heard God say it. So you're like, oh man, I am that. Thanks man, confirmation. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it's also so important that you don't compare yourselves or envy other people's traits. Because like once you envy their quality or their trait, and then you're like, no man, theirs is cooler than mine. Then you try and take their quality and put it in yourself, which damages you. Because you compared and thought that theirs was cooler, then you try to fit it into you when it was never supposed to be a party. Because God is one God. There's one God, but he created all of us and all of us were made differently. But that doesn't mean that just because my belt is different to your belt doesn't make mine any better or any less than yours. It doesn't make yours any cooler or less cooler than what it is. It's just cool. It's just different cool. You understand? I just wish people stop saying like, oh, that person's trait is so much cooler than mine. No, it's just different-er. Like, why can't we just say different-er? Like, you know, like a same level, all cool, but just different. You know what I mean? I mean, like the fact that when we compare ourselves to someone else and then we take their traits, we're trying to make copies. God doesn't like copies. God likes originals. God made originals. And the fact that you're taking someone else's trait because you think it's cooler, you're making yourself a copy. Why would you want to be a copy? Be original, my boy. Origins, my boy. OG. Miss me with the copy, son. Yeah. But as humans, inevitably we have actually like put stuff in us because we compared ourselves to others. We have thought that I know I have thought that somebody else's quality is cooler, and then I wanted to be that way and I tried to fit it in, but yeah, it's damaged me more than it actually helped me. Or I've thrown away something that was a good trait and now it's harder to get it back because I threw it away. You know what I mean? Not knowing that it actually was a part of making me uniquely me. But here's the best part about God. The best part about God is that like, even if we've thrown away a part of us or we've attached something that's now damaging us, God is our creator. Because he's our manufacturer, when he designed us, you think he didn't have spare parts, my boy? Of course he has spare parts. God has our traits that we threw away. We just need to go to him and he'll put back those traits for us. Or the ones that we've attached that are now damaging us, he can take those out because he knows what he put in us. So he knows what's not supposed to be there in the first place. And the thing is, like, when he takes it out, it'll cause much less damage than if we try to take it out. Like imagine you got shot, right? Imagine you got shot and there's a bullet in you. And now you're trying to take it out. First of all, you first have to search for the bullet. How am I supposed to see? My view is already like, my boy, do you see? Like, I can't see. So I have to feel my way through. That's already damaging a lot of stuff. And then you have to pull it out, which already you can damage some nerves, you can damage some, you know, some bones there, but you can damage a lot of things trying to take it because you can't really see. You don't have a clear view. Whereas if you had a surgeon and you lay down, and then a surgeon seat, who do you think has a clearer view? The surgeon, obviously. You understand? He has a way clearer view because he sees from up top and he sees everything and he can take it out, causing less damage than we could ever do. Same thing with God. God has a much clearer view than we do. And trust, he will be 100% accurate. Like, he is the most objective person that you could ever ask because he sees from a whole different view than we do. So why do all that work when you can just go ask God? You understand what I'm saying? Like, y'all know, I'm not quadratic, I'm simple swag. You understand? Simple. There's no need to be quadratic up in here. And can I just fast forward it for you? I know a few things that God says that you are. Let me tell you to you. First thing that he says is that you're a masterpiece. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't no junk, boy. You understand? You're a whole masterpiece. You're the Mona Lisa, buddy. You're the thinker thereby. You get me? You're the what's that? Is it called the scream? You understand what I'm saying? You that one. You understand? You're a whole masterpiece. You know how I know that? Because God is the master. And no master ever makes junk, son. They make masterpieces. Come on now. The second thing that I know is that God says that you are loved beyond you could even imagine. You understand what I'm saying? You are loved. You are forgiven. You are chosen, my boy. He chose you before you were even born, son. You are valuable. You are designed. You get me? You weren't just put together. They blueprinted you with every single spec that you could ever think about. You get me? You get me? Those are just jump starts to help you on the self-awareness process. But the specifics of who you are, I wouldn't know, because I just wouldn't. I'm not God. God knows those things. The part where he nicked down who you are, how you run, why you cry, how you do, all those things of who you are. God is the only person that can tell you those things. The specifics. He can tell you who you are besides being a mom or a friend or a boyfriend, a sister, or your profession or your gifts. He can tell you the core of who you are. Because all those labels and titles are just attachments that are a part of who you are. But the core that you're trying to find out, he knows. But NB, y'all, important notice, okay? Ding, 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 ding. One important thing that you need to remember is that you have to be 100% honest with yourself and what God says. Because there is no point in you asking and him and God telling you, but you don't accept it, because there's no point there. Do you understand? Because inevitably as humans, we have good and bad. So when God does tell us the bad in us, we can't deny it. And even the good, we can't deny it, because then it's like, what's the point of him telling you? Then you're not going to be self-aware at all. Then there's no point. You understand? How is he going to fix you if you don't accept it? You know what I mean? So you have to be 100% honest. 100%, not 70%, not 50, 100% honest. Now, remember what I said in the beginning when I said on this episode we're going to be figuring out how we can figure us out? Well, what I should have said was, let's go ask the person who's already figured us out. You understand what I'm saying? Hey. Because I know myself, I don't want this journey to be any longer than it is. I mean, it's already long. I mean, it's my whole life. So like, if I have to make it longer than that, I mean, now, you understand? Like, we can make the journey not as long as it should be. It's still long, but not long. You get me? Yeah, like, it's long, but we don't want to make it long. So just try it, man. Just try it. Let's see. Like, what could you lose? There's nothing that you could lose from it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that you could lose, but if it does work, there's something that you could gain. And spoiler, it works. Trust. Sorry for the spoiler. Now, I think I asked you guys the wrong question in the beginning. Instead of asking you guys who you are, what I should have asked was, who does God say that you are? I'm still in the process of figuring it out myself, but next week I'm going to be sharing all the benefits that I've learned so far in this journey of self-awareness. So I hope to check y'all next week. I hope you liked this episode, and thanks for watching to the end, man. I really hoped it helped, and I hope it shed some perspective on self-awareness a little bit more and make it a bit easier on the journey. You know what I mean? See y'all next week when we talk about the benefits to self-awareness. Bye. See y'all. Matter out.